Today, I would like to recommend everybody an Italian romantic movie called Malena. This is a typical Italian film published in 2000, using a mass of coastal scenery of a small town settled to the southern of Apennine Peninsula. When I watched this film at the first time, I was really being impressed by the peaceful atmosphere floating in the small town. Just like this picture showing to us, blue sky, juveniles, bicycles, and boundless ocean. As we all know, one of the most common measurements of a film is to see whether it can shape the characteristic vividly. Indeed, it is that kind of peaceful atmosphere that makes audience feel constructively of residents treating Malena selfishly. So what happened? Well, the story tells a beautiful woman called Malena who lived in a town of Italy in 1990. The 12-year-old boy Renato became obsessed with her after his first saw this beautiful young woman. He began to spy on her in her house and stalking her when she leaves it. To fuel his erotic fantasies, he even steals some of her underwear from her clothesline. However, because of women's jealous of Malena's beauty and the loss of men in this town, Malena's life became harder and harder. Therefore, Renato decides to be Malena's protector after seeing all the truth because of spying her. Meanwhile, the war reached Sicily and the town is bombed by the Allies, killing her father. No penniless and universally scorned, with nobody willing to give her a job, she sinks into prostitution. What will Malena's destiny will be like become dim. My favorite line in this film is from a confession of Renato. I paddled as fast as I could, as if I were escaping from longing, from innocence, from her. Time has passed, and I have loved many women. And as they hold me close and ask if I will remember them, I've said, yes, I will remember you. But the only one I've never forgotten is the one who never asked, Malena. The reason why I love this sentence because I really admire this young boy's truly love to Malena, which is pure and strong, from a brisk guy who is willing to protect this woman, even against all the rest of his world. The film won 2 Academy Award nominations, the Best Cinematography and the Best Score. It also harvested highly appreciated from Los Angeles Times, saying the film is a triumph. This romantic comedy drama film is starring Monica Bellucci and Giuseppe Sofaro. The story was directed and written by Giuseppe Tonato from A Story. It won the Grand Prix at the 2001 Cannes Film Festival. Now let's talk about the actress and actor in this film. One main character in this film is being acted by Monica Bellucci. She began her career as a fashion model, modeling for the likes of D&G and Dale before making a transition onto Italian films and later Hollywood films and French films. She is also considered among the most beautiful women in the world. The other one is acted by Giuseppe Safaro. He is mainly known for his starring role in the film Malena, alongside Monica, who won him several prizes when he was only 16, including the Golden Globe for Best Newcomers. He later starred in An Aaron Aroma in 2006, followed with the second So Narrow, directed by Krzysztof Zanushi, and it's a pity that he acted in a few films after he won that prize. And if we want to really understand and know why these residents treated to Malena and what happened in this romantic city, the first thing that we need to know is the background of Sicily in 1940. The Second World War fermented in 1940. Since then, more and more countries were involved into this mess, including Italy. However, as the Fascists was getting weaker at that time, Italian armies continued failing battles as well. Meanwhile, because the misleading of their president about increasing the conflict field are as to take the place of the battle areas, about 1/4 of the teens in Italy were malnourished because the country is lack of meat everywhere by the end of 1939. All of these reasons caused the weakness of Italian soldiers, both mentally and physically. And this history explained why those people considered Malena's husband dead before he went back. Furthermore, the war also influenced the citizens' life in the town. At the end of the war, the life of Italians were getting worse, suffering from bomb shells and food shortness. So they began to hate Germans after the war. And here are several relations in this film. The first ones are Renato's parents. His mom is a timid and indifferent woman, but she loves her children. His father is an hothead who is always strict to Renato. The third one is Renato's teacher, who is also Malena's father. He is always suspicious and precise, so that he can't even believe in her own doctor. It shows when the citizens disseminated rumor about Malena. He quarreled with Malena because he don't believe in her. The last one is Malena's husband, whom I think is the only completely positive role in this film. After watching this film, the plot which really shocked me is the way people treated Malena. There are always discriminations and prejudices around her from the residents. Those behaviors shows how jealous and greed can make people so mean and hurtful. However, did Malena doing anything wrong to deserve all those attacks? Well, I think the judge's word fully explained the reason. Here is her prime, her beauty. However, during the film, we can hardly see Malena saying any word to define herself. But does that actually mean her never tried to guard for her dignity? I think this is only a special technique of impression of the film. Metaphors that words from Malena are all useless, so she was almost equal to dummy when facing to the rest of people. Finally, I think this film shows us how can a beautiful woman can be hurt when there is no protections and the one who can admire her. Thanks for listening.